Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WWE Aftershock. I don't even know what episode this is because we've done very few Aftershocks this year. It's only probably like episode 3 or 4. That's how little we've done Aftershock this year. I'm on the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with.
Chris.
Yeah, long time no talk. A lot of things has changed since we last did Aftershock. We had completely different champions for the most part. I think every title has probably changed hands since we last did the show. I was in my 20s. I'm back. I'm in my 30s now. And yeah, just a lot of shit's changed. But we just have busy lives, so we just don't have time to do the show as much anymore. So today we're just gonna sit down and kind of go over the Wrestlemania stand and deliver codes, and then kind of talk about some Evolve stuff, and then we're gonna go over the Hall of Fame class. Mostly in that order. I think the Hall of Fame class isn't going to be at the end, but it's going to be mostly in that order. But yeah, Chris, you ready to get this going, or do you want to wait a little bit?
Let's get it going.
All right, good. I was hoping you weren't going to say let's wait, but yeah, what we're going to do
Let's wait,
today?
not talk.
Just sit here in complete silence. But yeah, today we're just going to kind of go over WrestleMania. We're going to start with that first because WrestleMania is pretty soon. These last couple of weeks, the cards really started to take shape for WrestleMania, so we figured we'll sit down and talk about that. I broke this down into sections. Chris will talk about a match. I'll talk about a match. Before we kind of talk about this, though, we're obviously going to talk about the hype for WrestleMania. Going to talk about how we feel about it, type of thing. And Chris, how you feeling about WrestleMania so far this year? You wicked excited for it? You not looking forward to it at all? You kind of whatever about it? Do you not even know WrestleMania's going on this year? Because that could be happening too. Like, what's going on? How do you feel about WrestleMania this year? Did you even know WrestleMania was happening this year until I said something?
I was completely aloof. I didn't know.
Just
I don't
skip.
know what they. Um. So, but I could say like, uh, I've had my issues with the product. The last year, I felt like the booking of the shows has been better in the last um about like month or so, 2 months roughly. Really since February, it's gotten better, but it's still, boy, it's still hit or miss
Yeah,
throughout
definitely.
each show. But for WrestleMania as a whole, I'm usually really hyped to see WrestleMania in general because it's WrestleMania, biggest show of the year. Um, but I would say like I'm like right in the middle. Like I'm excited for it, but then there's other parts where I'm like the booking's been shit. And as everyone saw yesterday, because today's Tuesday when we're doing this, Monday Night Raw from MSG was last night. Um, it just felt like the show was so discombobulated and disjointed, and the beginning segment and the closing segment were the best parts of the show. Everything else in the middle just felt like hit or miss,
Yeah. Uh,
and it felt very rushed too. Also,
yeah, I kind of feel the same. I mean, I obviously have a different perspective because I'm going this year. I get to see WrestleMania this year, so obviously I'm gonna have that extra excitement. Um, but yeah, I will say it doesn't feel like Mania season this year. Um, I don't know if I've ever felt that way before. I remember like 32 kind of had the same feeling, but like there was still enough there where it still felt like Mania season. Um, I just think it's taken WWE a little longer to get into Mania season. I think some of that's because a lot of the big wrestlers and the big stars have gotten injured going into WrestleMania. Um, and also just feels like WWE's not really booking long term like they have for WrestleMania. Like you know the last couple of years of Triple H's booking, when the card comes together, it's usually pretty well thought out and pretty well paced. While this year feels like they're just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And then you know, I don't think we have that like big storyline really that we have to look forward to at WrestleMania like we've had the last few years. Like last year, we had John Cena's last WrestleMania and the heel turn that happened, and it was before like it fell off a cliff and got really bad. And then like the year before, the last couple of years, we've had like the Cody story where we wanted him to finish the story, and then we had the Sami Zayn bloodline angle. Yeah, it just doesn't really feel like we're really in Mania season. It hasn't helped that a lot of the stuff they probably should have held off to WrestleMania. They've been like given away on free television recently, like like probably like Austin Theory and Logan Paul winning the tag straps like could have been saved for WrestleMania, or like Sami Zayn winning the US belt could have been saved for WrestleMania. They had like Jelly Roll wrestle on SmackDown really randomly. That didn't really make any sense. Like they should have that could have been saved for like WrestleMania. Yeah, I don't know why. It just doesn't really feel like WWE is really in WrestleMania like mode this year. It also doesn't help that like a lot of the fucking shows too like feel the same. Like I think Roman Reigns and CM Punk have had like the same face off almost like every week since like and what's annoying about that it's because Roman's not getting his fucking ass on the road like he should. I mean, he's been at the last few Raws, I guess, but like he's not always on until like the very end, so you have to like wait for it type of thing. And then like there's still like the card's taking form, but there's plenty of big stars that are still gonna feel like they're gonna miss out at WrestleMania type of thing, and like just don't really feel like we're in Mania mode right now, and it's just weird. But yeah, we'll go through each match and kind of talk about that a little bit more. We're gonna talk about all the matches that have been announced so far. Kind of talk about how they got to the build-up that they've had. And you're going to start us off. You're going to start us off to what's probably going to main event night 2 of WrestleMania.
Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. That's probably going to main event night 2. Like you said, it definitely is, because it wouldn't make any sense for them to main event night 1, because that's probably going to be reserved for, I don't know, maybe the ladder match or something like that.
Yeah.
Cody. No, it's probably going to be Cody Randy main event in night 1, if I would have to assume.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
But they could flip him for Cody Randy night 2, but because it's Cody. But I'd rather see Punk versus Roman night 2.
Me too.
But they've been doing these war of words, and it's been kind of nice to see some physicality, especially in the last 2 weeks. They've really just it's basically been, hey, flip the competitors, but do the exact same thing. The war of words were nice, but they also too came off a bit like, ugh, okay, really? That's how you're gonna end it? Like the first one with the Usos. Like he just kind of punched him Jay kind of punched him like very lazily. And it's like, that's how that ends? And then Roman calls Punk old. And then he punches him. And it's like, that's what sets you off? And then the following week and then the next week he comes out and says, it wasn't the word old. I know I'm old. Then why'd you punch him then?
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense at all. You just came out and completely contradicted yourself. You got mad because you called you old, but then you went out and said, I know I'm old. So then why'd you get mad then? I was like, that didn't make any sense. I do like the physicality, but I would have liked to seen something a little bit different. Just, you didn't need back-to-back table powerbomb spots in back-to-back weeks by the same competitors. Just flip it. I loved it last week. I thought last week's was so much better. You kind of got Punk in a way where his words kind of got him in trouble, and he ended up paying the price there. But the following, like last night, completely. I would have liked to have seen maybe like a pull apart or just something not the same. We didn't need a table spot in back-to-back weeks.
I agree.
But But this feud in general is it's been very good. It's been very, very good. There is a lot of truth to what's going on. It's blended, so you can't really tell what's fiction, what's fact, or what's real, what's not real. And I kind of like that because they were around. The Shield was when Punk was still in the company. He was only in the company for probably for about another 6 months or so at that point because he left in January 2015. But I think the Shield, no, it was about like a year and a half roughly. Yeah, because they came in 2013, 2012, maybe a couple of years. Yeah, but uh, they came in as the mercenaries. They came in as lackeys. They came in to help him beat Ryback, and there's a lot of truth to Roman not being in the group because he wasn't supposed to be. Punk wanted Chris Hero or Kazuya Ono, but the Office didn't. The Office chose Roman Reigns, and Punk didn't really like that, but he went with it. That's true. Um, but yeah, this goes way back, way way back. I do like that they brought in a lot of that stuff, but in general, I I don't think we need physicality in the next couple of weeks, but I wouldn't put them past them to do it because it's a very cut and dry company. They copy paste way too often, but overall, I'm pretty excited for this match.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it too. They've been on a collision course for a while since Punk teamed up with the OG Bloodline at War Games and that favor thing. Um, and CM Punk essentially cost Paul Heyman to turn on him pretty much, which is pretty cool. Um, and they've been able to make a main event of WrestleMania out of this. They have a lot of history, like you said, and I'm really looking forward to the match. I would obviously I would like them to change up the format a little bit because again, I think they've done like a face-off the last few weeks. But I've enjoyed the War of Words. The Usos inclusion's been pretty cool. Even though they've kind of gone back to that like weird thing again, where like Jay's potentially gonna go heel. I could do without that because it seems like they went away from it, then just randomly brought it back again. And then yeah, I could have. I like the fact we have some physicality, but I would have done something different this week because they did basically a table bump and stuff. Yeah, so I could have done without that. But I think though, I'm interested to see what happens at WrestleMania type of thing because obviously they're both cash cows for the company, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But then we have what's probably going to main event night one. It's going to be Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Like we mentioned, a lot of shit has changed since we last did the show. Last time, Drew McIntyre was the WWE Champion, and Cody was trying to find his path to WrestleMania. This feud, came very unexpectedly because they were the last two in the chamber. Drew McIntyre tried to screw over Cody Rhodes there, and he was pretty successful. Randy Orton ended up winning the chamber, and then Cody ended up winning the belt back from Drew McIntyre on the following SmackDown. So there was going to be Cody versus Randy, and we were originally thinking we were going to get like a face versus face feud. Maybe they would wait to turn one of them WrestleMania. But then the next week, Cody Rhodes said that he wanted to see the old Randy Orton, the best version of Randy Orton, and unfortunately that's what Cody Rhodes got because Randy Orton absolutely murdered him on that episode of SmackDown. And we've seen the Randy Orton of old from back from 2009 when he was just taking everybody out. Matt Cardona's felt the wrath of him, and Jelly Roll tried to talk Randy Orton back, and unfortunately, he felt the wrath of Randy Orton via an RKO this week. They did that segment last night with Cody Rhodes and Stephanie McMahon, where Stephanie McMahon says that Cody Rhodes needs to bring out a different side to himself. I've enjoyed this build-up for the most part. I think what's been kind of tough is Randy Orton hasn't really he's done the heel thins, but I think he's just at this point in the career where everybody wants to cheer him because he doesn't sound very heelish. I hope within the next couple of weeks they start to like reference their history, because there's a lot of history they can go off of with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. So hopefully, when they actually have a promo segment together, they'll talk about that. A bigger thing is Randy Orton's been talking on the phone with somebody these last few weeks, so hopefully that something good comes of that, and it's not like lame. A lot of people have predicted that it's Ric Flair, Lon Anderson, The Rock, which would be interesting if The Rock's around. And yeah, but
I think it's gonna.
huh?
I think it's gonna end up being lame.
Yeah, it could be. But I've enjoyed this feud for the most part. A lot of people are saying Drew got shafted because obviously he was meant to be the champion. But I think, I don't really have an issue with them doing Cody versus Randy. I think that's a more interesting WrestleMania match. Where they probably went wrong was they probably should have put the belt on Drew earlier so that way he didn't feel like he did get shafted. But I feel like no matter what, people would have still fucking said something. So,
no matter what,
yeah.
it wasn't going to be.
But I think
no matter.
But I think no matter, like, I think the only mistake they made is they probably should have put the Drew, like, they probably should have put the belt, like, on Drew at, like, WrestlePalooza, and then had him lose the belt, like, in January, so that way he would get, like, a proper title run. But other than that, but there was a path for Drew, which we'll talk about, so I don't think it's all bad, but, I'm interested in this match, it'll be interesting to see what happens at WrestleMania. How are you feeling about this program so far? I've enjoyed it so far.
I've enjoyed it too, a lot actually. In terms of like both the main event men's heavyweight championship title pictures, I think they've been done very good. I do think that Cody vs Randy has been done way better.
Yes.
Top of the line, top tier. Do I think that it's going to be? Are they going to, like, say the person he's talking to is just Randy Orton's voices in his head? I feel like it's going in that direction. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Ric Flair, just because of the evolution history. Or it could be his dad. Could be Cowboy Bob.
That'd be cool.
But this one is kind of been speculated a little bit. It's kind of funny, but like since everything kind of fell in his favor, maybe it's Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Because he just got basically almost acquitted. He got basically acquitted of all charges.
Yeah, so that'd be funny.
So I don't think it's going to be him. It would be hilarious if it was him. But I like this story it's really brought out the 2007, 2008, 2009 Randy Orton again. The emotionless, cold, heel. But again, like you said, like always, no one wants to boo Randy Orton anymore. So he could do the most vile shit on the planet, and he's still going to get cheered.
Yeah. It'd be interesting, too, to see what happens when they get to WrestleMania, because don't forget what happened last year. That's where Cody first started to get, like, heavily booed, was Vegas last year, and they're going back to Vegas, so I wouldn't be shocked if it's the same thing again.
They're going to get up for the entrance, they could do the whoa, and then they're going to fucking boo him when the bell rings.
Yep.
I do think that this, in terms of, like I said, like the two men's world heavyweight title pictures, this one's significantly better. People are pissed off because Jelly Roll's involved with it. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Why again does it matter why he's in it? Because he has a friendship and a history with Randy Orton dating back over the last year or so. He trying to be the voice of reason. Maybe. Watch the fucking product, you'll know why he's there.
Yeah.
Instead of just complaining about it online, like, yeah, you fucking always do. Maybe just watch the product and see why he's there. But I genuinely think that if this goes night 2, I wouldn't be mad. It has both these stories have exponentially a lot of history to like a lot of history. But the World Heavyweight title, no, the WWE Championship, I'm definitely more into because I feel like it's different.
Yeah.
Whereas the World Heavyweight title is like segment, beat down, same thing, words. Whereas this is like mental mind games and old school Randy Orton fucking doesn't give a shit heel.
Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, Chris, you talk about the men's world heavyweight title matches. Like, we're really looking forward to them. Unfortunately, we can't, you'll talk about one of them, and I'll talk about the other. Unfortunately, we can't say the same for the women's world heavyweight title programs.
Yes, this one's fun. Both of them actually not very fun.
Start with one because one they
So
both suck for different reasons too, which is great.
they both suck for different reasons. Uh, Stephanie Vakurvis, Liv Morgan. Don't know what night that's going to be on. I hope it's night one because
You won't see
I
it.
don't want to see it on. Knowing them, they'll probably put it on night two just to torture me. Um, and I do think that, and we even had a sidebar last night during Raw that Liv Morgan doesn't fucking wrestle anymore. The, and I had seen somewhere where it was like they try to protect her. And I get protecting your wrestlers. That's why Punk and Roman and Liv, and even to a degree Stephanie and Randy and Cody have not had any of these matches recently, is because they're trying to protect the upper echelon of the card. Um, Jade and Rhea too, also. Um, and I get it. I get trying to protect your wrestlers. You don't want them to get hurt going into WrestleMania. You have to change plans on the fly. But at the same time, Liv's gonna wrestle. Stephanie, to a degree, has been wrestling a lot more, but she's wrestled less in the past about month or so, month and a half roughly. She's been wrestling very little, and it's just been the same cut and dry, copy and paste, fucking promos all the fucking time with Liv. It's the same goddamn fucking formula for everyone that she faces. I don't need the Judgment Day to be out here. I'm the fucking heel. By the way, bitch whore. Oh, here comes the face. Oh, what do you know? Just when the babyface gets the upper hand, here comes Raquel, here comes Roxanne to come and save the day. How many fucking times have they done that? Like
Several.
25?
Yeah.
I feel like every in-ring segment has to involve Raquel and Roxanne. It's like, God for fucking bid, the babyface go over one time. God for fucking bid that happen. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to turn on Liv after WrestleMania, maybe the Raw after WrestleMania. In like 3 weeks, they're going to turn on her, and people are going to eat it up. They're going to cheer and love Liv. But me, being the fucking logical person, why the fuck would I ever root for Liv Morgan? She literally called Stephanie's mom a trash whore. Why would I then, 3 weeks later, go, oh, yay! Those words meant nothing. No. That's like this whole feud just sucks. It's not good. Liv doesn't wrestle. Stephanie doesn't wrestle. We could use less of Roxanne and Raquel in this story. Raquel was in a nothing match this week against Io, by the way. A nothing match that meant nothing. The crowd was silent during the whole match, which is very uncommon in the Io Sky match. Because they just didn't give a shit. And when New Yorkers don't give a shit, they don't give a shit. And then Roxanne made her return. Thankfully, love Roxy. Everything was good with her. But yeah, like it's just This whole feud has been segments and promos. And it's just Liv coming out and repeating the same fucking words every fucking week. The same intro, the same this, the same that. It's the same fucking thing every single week. It's getting old. It's getting tired. Change it the fuck up. It's getting so bland and old.
Yeah, this feud's garbage. For some reason, they had like Liv wait a long time to like decide who she was even gonna like face at WrestleMania, and then like they made it completely fucking obvious it was gonna be Stephanie because that was like the only one she was like feuding with, and then like you know, every brawl it seems like in every like segment it seems like Liv's gotten the better of Stephanie. Even the Brawler Pop brawl they did last week, Liv got the better of that because she got like more of the stuff, and then like uh yeah, it's just been really tiresome and boring. It's just a garbage feud. Liv's just not interesting. Every feud with her, like you said, it's the same. She has go away heat, I think. And yeah, it just this is just a complete garbage, a complete waste of time. Really sucks, because Stephanie Vecchio, this is going to be her first WrestleMania. The match will probably be good. I think it's going to be because of Stephanie. And she's most likely going to probably fuck. Huh?
Gonna carry it.
Yeah. And she's most likely going to fucking lose, which really sucks. But yeah, this feud's been awful. I don't think it's going to get any better. And yeah. But yeah, let's go to the other women's world title match that's been trashed. It's the Jade Cargill Rhea Ripley story. Rhea Ripley won the right to challenge Jade Cargill at Elimination Chamber. What didn't help this program is they haven't really given a lot to Jade. Hasn't been really given anything to do really before that. I think she feuded with Jordynne Grace, and she was supposed to like be feuding with Meechin, but then she hurt Meechin at the house show, so they couldn't do that. So then they brought back Meechin. And like they finally did the match proper, and Rhea and Jade have been going face to face. It started off with they were talking about their bodies, and then they were talking about championships. This feud just has no direction. They don't even know what they're feuding about. It's this. They say different shit every week. And I know we just talked about how like in one of the feuds it's the same shit, but like this is where like, okay, you've said different shit. You're not really consistent about what your issues are with each other. You're not saying the same things. You're not really kind of talking about like what issues you have with each other. Jade Cargill's pretty bland. Just kind of regressed back to what she was like in AEW when she was the TBS Women's Champion, and that was very bad. And then. Yeah, Jade never wrestles. Rhea's been wrestling a little bit more frequently. I mean, it's been a little less, but Rhea's there every week. She gets a tremendous ovation, but Jade's doesn't wrestle. And Jade could easily do a squash. She could just squash an enhancement talent, do something, so that way, like, because she needs to show her actions that she's actually strong and everything like that. And now they brought in this stable with B-Fab and Meechin. That's garbage. I figured B-Fab would join with her, but Meechin doesn't even make any sense because she's been feuding with her for months. And Meechin being a heel just is going to be very bland. It's going to fade very quickly. And it's just not good. And we've gotten the same, like, and like I said, rinse and repeat. We've gotten the same thing where Jade Cargill's new group has beaten down Ripley the last couple of weeks. It's been the same thing. It's like you talked about, one of the biggest issues we have with Triple H's booking, where it's the long heel beatdowns. And this feud could improve. I don't know how good the match will be at WrestleMania, just because of the fact that Jade Cargill can be hit or miss in the ring. She had a good match with Jordynne Grace, but I feel like it helps because I think Jordynne Grace is like small enough where Jade Cargill could manhandle her and everything like that. The Rhea Ripley match, be interested to see how that goes. Yeah, but this feud's been very hot garbage. Been awful. What do you think of this? It's been awful.
Not good at all. You can tell that Rhea doesn't want to do this. It's all on her face. It's all in her facial expressions. As long as we've been watching Rhea Ripley wrestle, um, you can tell when she's unhappy or isn't happy with doing something. Isn't happy with doing something because it's all on her face.
Yeah.
You can see it. It's all on her facial expressions. She seems completely disinterested. And it also doesn't help the fact that Jade spends more time on vacation than she does actually wrestling. Um, that doesn't help at all. But it's this whole feud is it's terrible. The women's feuds are just so fucking bad. Whereas like in the case of Liv and Stephanie, like at least Liv has some sort of talent in the ring to where the match can be good, but Stephanie's gonna be carrying a lot of it because she's fucking top tier. Um, but like putting them together in a ring, it's gonna be good. Putting Jade and fucking Rhea in a ring together is gonna be a fucking mistake because Rhea is gonna outclass her and Jade's gonna look bad. So it's just not it's not a good mix, and you can tell Rhea's heart's not in it.
Yeah, definitely. And that might affect the match too, because if Rhea's not into it, then she's not going to put up forth the effort to make Jade look good and everything like that type of thing. So, but we're back to positivity. Oh my gosh, we probably have like probably the best build going on at WrestleMania right now. What do you think? When you talk about this, this is excellent.
This has been fucking fantastic. It's Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. This match got officially announced. I think it was either this week or last week. I can't remember. But holy shit. Uh, people were wondering what the hell Brock was going to do with WrestleMania because there was talk of him not like losing again until he's ready to retire. And they didn't know what the plans were. No one knew what the plans were for Brock, but he was going to be at WrestleMania. And it was rumored that it was going to be over Femi. It was going to be fucking. I think it was Sami Zayn at one point. It was like L.A. Knight. Like there was like fucking 10 people that were rumored to be in a feud, like going to have a match with Brock at Mania. And Seth's out there running down Paul Heyman. Brock comes out, destroys all the Master Men. Looks like if they were going to pivot to maybe Seth versus Brock. Seth kind of or Brock like kind of takes a step towards Seth. Oba Femi's music hits. He comes out. The TD Garden in Boston went fucking berserk, as it should have. Just star-making performance, star-making moment, I should say, for Oba Femi. He comes out, massive face pop, massive face pop. Like for the last number of weeks for him, he's really settling into this face role that he's in because he was kind of in a face role in NXT, but not really. More so a heel, tweener heel, but he's full on babyface now, and he has been an amazing babyface. He comes out, Seth kind of steps to him, and that kind of set off a distraction. Brock turns around, he hits him with the Fall of Man. That blew everyone's mind. It was on fucking ESPN. It was on SportsCenter, CBS, Yahoo, everywhere. Everyone was posting about this. Just an unbelievable moment for an up-and-coming young big man like Oba Femi to be plastered across all these platforms, really showing what a beast he really is, and it kind of getting like outside eyes that knew Brock, like on the product. Just a 10 out of 10 way to to get Obafemi into this feud after he had a couple of squashes against the Viking Raiders, and there was one more I'm drawing a blank on, but I think it was Kit Wilson
Rusev
and
too. Rusev too.
Rusev. Those three of them. Yep. Um, just like the perfect person for Oba to be in the ring with is Brock. Because he can learn a lot from him, and it showed too. Because a lot of people pointing this out, he also did this for Drew too. When Oba hits him with the Fall of Man, he tells him, "Hey, put your foot on my chest," and point at the sign. No one saw it, but if you look at the back at the replay, you can kind of see Brock mouthing something. He was like, "Hey, put your foot on the chest," pointed at the sign, like really quickly, and then Oba put his foot on his chest and pointed at the sign. Same thing with Drew. Drew hits him with the Claymore. Brock said, "Grab the title, hold the title up." And what did Drew do? Grab the title, held the title up. So it's the little things like that, and just Brock being, I know a lot of the shit that people say he's doing. No one, don't. A lot of the shit he didn't do, but again, he's in that lawsuit, so he gets lumped in with it, even though I don't think he did it. He's very giving, and it has shown, which it is not in Brock's DNA to be a giving person. As you can see, he definitely has softened a lot in recent years in the ring, and has been putting over people like Drew and Oba and Cody and all these guys, like, and he's the past couple of weeks he's put Oba over massively. The past 2 weeks he's Brock's been dumped out of the ring by Oba, making him look strong. This past week, Oba did the Brock where he walked around the ring, kind of making him wait, which I even sent the text to you. I'm like, that's fucking ballsy to do that. I love that. That was awesome. And I, for one, and I know you're probably the same sentiment too, we can't wait for this match. I'm like just fucking getting giddy now, just like thinking about it. Like, this match is going to be, it's going to be one of the better matches, I think, just because of it's the classic saying, meaty men slapping meat. That's exactly what it is. Two beefcakes, two Hulks just fucking going at it. It's not going to be very long, obviously. It's probably going to be anywhere between 2 to 10 minutes, probably less than that. But I think in the end, this is where Obafemi kind of gets launched into the stratosphere.
Yeah. I've loved this feud so far, just two big men going at it. They made Oba look really strong. Hopefully Oba wins at WrestleMania. I think that would do a lot for him. He could lose, I guess. They could do something where maybe Brock gets desperate, maybe hits a low blow on him and like wins that way, or like exposes a buckle or something. Like Brock has to get desperate. Brock just can't beat him clean. I think that would hurt Oba a lot. But yeah, but this feud made Oba look like $1 million. And I think Brock does have to probably get the advantage on him 1 week. That way, because a lot of people are thinking because Oba's looks so strong that means Brock's winning at WrestleMania. So I think if Brock gets something on him, like maybe the go home week of WrestleMania, he lays him out with an F5 or something, and like he catches Oba off guard. It's not like fairly like Oba lays somebody else out. Like before that, and then Brock comes up out of nowhere and just lays him up with an F5 or something. Maybe Brock uses a weapon or something, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think this feud's been has done wonders for Oba, and it's been excellent. Then another feud, probably the best women's feud going into WrestleMania, which really isn't saying much, is probably AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. This feud's been good. Obviously they've been feuding since AJ Lee came back in the fall. They had this stuff at WrestlePalooza with the mixed tag, and then they were in War Games, and then AJ Lee took the women's IC title from Becky Lynch at you know um, Elimination Chamber. And then AJ Lee kind of did her thing for a bit. Becky kind of went away, and then Becky Lynch attacked her. And they're having the rematch at WrestleMania. No stipulation, it seems like, for some reason, even though I think this match warrants a stipulation since they've been feuding.
It does warrant.
They've been feuding for, like, months. Maybe they'll add one. They still have a few weeks to, like, add one. Maybe, like, I don't know, I Quit match or submission match or something. Yeah, I've been entertained by this. I feel like the schedules haven't helped. Like AJ Lee obviously is in a part-time schedule right now. It's definitely been better, but like in the beginning, I think I talked about it in the Stranger Things Raw. There's been times AJ Lee should have shown up. Like she wasn't at the Rumble for some reason, and then she didn't show back up to like after the Rumble, which was weird. And then like she wasn't at Raw this week. Like I even pointed this out in the text because once obviously I saw Roman come up, I'm like so I guess no AJ Lee or Becky Lynch. They didn't do anything to like build a program this week. But this feud's been decent. You know, I think the match at WrestleMania would be good. I kind of hope this is it. You know, I'm a little bit over this feud also because they've been feuding for months. This is kind of really all AJ Lee's really done. She's just been back. So hopefully it's over. They brought in a lot of things about this feud that didn't really make any sense. Like Becky Lynch mentioned that like AJ Lee's like cursed at WrestleMania because like after her last WrestleMania she like retired, but like that didn't make sense because she like won at WrestleMania, then retired the next night. So I don't know what she was talking about there. It's a lot of nothing. So. But I'm entertained by this feud. But again, I think I'm just ready for this feud to be over. It's been going on for a while, and you know. Some of the promos don't hit, and I think some of that's on the AJ Lee side and the Becky side of things because I think this Becky heel run's starting to also run its course, and I don't think it's ending anytime soon. But what do you? But again, the best women's feud going into WrestleMania. But again, that's not saying much because the two women world title feuds are trash, and then as we'll talk about the tag ones, probably the worst one going into WrestleMania. But overall, what do you think of this feud? I think it's been okay. I'm just over it.
It's been fine. Like you said, they've been feeding since the fall. MSG last night there was a lack of them, which really was weird. That didn't really make any sense why they weren't there. They should have been there. Their feud kind of needed it. But then. Like, it's the best women's feud, but that's not saying much because they're, like, barely even on TV. But yeah, it's weird. It's a weird situation. I don't hate it. I also thought that Becky's reasoning for getting AJ to give her a title match was also fucking bizarre. It's like she wanted the match also, too. So, like, why would that make, like... I was like, it's like, wow, congratulations. Like, you said you wanted a match and she gave it to you, even though she wanted the match also, too. So there was no real bait in that either. I thought that segment from not this past week, but the week before was just really weird. Conveniently forgetting Paige and then like saying she's in her head and that she got the match that she wanted at WrestleMania. It's like, yeah, AJ wanted the match also, too. So, like, what's you're not really in her head.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, we have the next match at WrestleMania. That's pretty exciting.
Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Again, like, this is to be determined. Obviously, like, we know the main events of night 1 and night 2 just by looking at the card. Cody, Randy, Roman, Punk are main eventing 1 and 2, like night 1, night 2, depending on what night they want to put them on. This screams night 1. Sami Zayn just recently on the last episode of SmackDown picked up the win against Carmelo Hayes and won the United States Championship from him. I don't mind it. I like Sami Zayn. doesn't bother me as much as it bothers literally everyone else. Uh, Going into WrestleMania, it kind of made sense for Sammy. I'm seeing a lot of people maybe saying this might be a double turn ahead because I know, because I kind of read a lot in recent months that maybe they're aligning Trick to kind of turn babyface soon. So maybe that happens at Mania. Maybe that happens in the coming weeks. But it's they didn't want to do Trick versus Mello at Mania, and I can kind of see that. But this match is going to be very good. Sammy's always a consummate pro. He's going to help get Trick over. Um,
And he's already
yeah,
over. It's just funny.
yeah, but like he's gonna work. It's his first WrestleMania. He can work him to the jitters and whatnot. Because Sammy's obviously been there a long time, been a lot of WrestleManias. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be it could be a low key like match of the one of the better matches of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. They've been feuded pretty much since Trick Williams got called up. Trick Williams has been making fun of Sammy, because Sammy really can't get the job done, and Trick Williams has like had a fast track to the main roster. Sami Zayn's been doing like this inner struggle storyline where obviously he can't get the job done. He wants to get that world title win. He's been kind of getting into it with Cody, Jacob Fatu, and Randy a little bit. He finally found his path to WrestleMania. And again, I don't hate Sammy winning the U.S. Championship. A lot of people are thinking Carmelo Hayes is getting screwed because now he's going to be off WrestleMania. I guarantee you that if the title probably stayed on Melo, I don't even think it was going to make it to WrestleMania. I think that he probably would have just defended it on SmackDown. And you know what? No one would have even said a fucking word. No one even would have said anything about it. Everyone would have been fine with that. I think the fact that Sammy... I'm really worried what happens when Sammy gets that world title. What the fuck are people going to say? Like, if they get this mad that he won, like, the mid-card belt off somebody, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen when he gets that world title win? They're going to really turn on Sami Zayn.
Call him Sammy Hogan. They're gonna say that he barged into Triple H's office and made him do a title change.
Yeah. This is why Triple H doesn't take the internet wrestling community. Don't forget, people were like clamoring for Sami Zayn to be the one to dethrone Roman all those years ago, and this is why Triple H. I mean, Triple H wasn't right to say that, but this is why Triple H thinks the way he thinks about the internet audience. They're just validating his point somewhat, type of thing. So,
exactly.
But yeah, I think this low key could be like, no matter what the fuck Meltzer says, because he says like Trick doesn't have it in the win, but he's got enough to like make him palpable. Dave Meltzer's fucking won. Trick's actually good. He doesn't do the fucking New Japan AEW style, and he was made by the WWE PC, so that's why Dave Meltzer's saying shit like that. So, but yeah, I think this is gonna be an excellent U.S. title match. I actually could see them doing a double turn, and it would actually make sense because Trick is just so over and just getting such a loud crowd reaction. I feel like you can't ignore it. You have to make the turn. And Sami Zayn, it wouldn't be random because again, his character would go in that direction. I would complain if they didn't do maybe not a double turn, but Sami went tweener type of thing. Like he's just delusional in his reasoning type of thing. He still acts like the same guy, but like he's doing like heel tactics and all that type of stuff, which would be cool, I think. But yeah, I've enjoyed this program going into WrestleMania, and I'm really excited that Trick Williams is going to get this big spot now at WrestleMania. So. And then we have another program that's been going on a while that I'm really excited about, and that's going to be an unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. They've obviously been feuded since the fall, because there was that mystery attacker storyline where somebody attacked Jacob Fatu, and obviously Jacob Fatu thinks it's Drew McIntyre. Jacob Fatu inadvertently helped Drew win the title in the 3 Stages of Hell match with Cody. Drew's been screwing over Jacob Fatu left and right, he cost him a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. And then Jacob Fatu cost Drew the title. They've had a lot of pull apart brawls and things like that. They had several on SmackDown last week where, they fought in the parking lot, then they fought in the ring, then they fought, like, outside and, like, fell off the roof or whatever. And because of this, Nick Aldis has made this an unsanctioned match. I'm really excited about this match. I think this is going to be a hell of a hardcore match at WrestleMania. Um, and it's been really personal. That's why I'm not that upset about Drew losing the title, because they had a plan for him at WrestleMania. It served this storyline and made, because Drew had no interest of getting into the ring with Jacob Fatu, but now that Jacob Fatu cost him the title, it made Drew actually want to fight him. So they were able to make it work. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. But yeah, what do you think about this? I think this is going to be a violent match at WrestleMania.
It's gonna be violent. I'm fucking looking forward to it. I can't wait. Like I said, one of the matches of the night. I think this might be low key sleeper match of WrestleMania.
Yeah, don't forget. We didn't think anything of that Damian Priest Drew McIntyre match last year, and that ended up being like one of the better matches at WrestleMania. It like stole the show. So
Because we didn't really care for the build up. We didn't really care for Damian Priest as much, but that match was excellent. And I feel like this can go in that same direction.
and we actually care about this. This is like one of the top
Yeah.
stories on SmackDown.
I mean, we cared about that match as it went along.
Yeah,
One has from the outset has the heat. It has the feud. It has everything encapsulated into one.
yeah,
And the fact that it's a stipulation match to go. It has a stip with it too. Makes it that much better.
yeah. But yeah, then we have another match at WrestleMania that we kind of care about, but the dynamics are very weird. But you'll talk about it. When you talk about the next match at WrestleMania that we've been waiting for a while, and they took so long to pull the trigger on it.
Wicked long. About a year. Roughly. It's Finn Balor, most likely the Demon. We haven't seen the Demon in a very long time. And also a very long time since the Demon might actually get a win. Novelty idea there. Versus some fucking stupid idiot. It went down over the past number of weeks where the Judgment Day shockingly turned on Finn Balor. Not really. It was kind of heading in that direction. Finn Balor been acting more as a babyface for the past number of months. And it kind of boiled down to the past few weeks where Finn was out there at ringside after Dom and Bitch had an intercontinental title match, and he wanted Finn to help him cheat to win. Finn Balor, being the good guy that he is, the good man, the great man that he is, he went, nah, do it yourself, you little bitch. And he made him do it himself, and he lost. And it all came down to the following week where tensions boiled over. Finn sided with the legendary Amazing Father, Rey Mysterio, and saying that he was a bitch, and he kind of Dom knowing that that's true, that he is a bitch. Bitch moved and it kind of pie faced Finn. Finn in return nailed him with a Pele kick. Awesome, amazing, absolutely incredible. And in a kind of a shocking twist almost, JD McDonough ended up defending Dom and Bitch, and he turned on not only his best friend, but his trainer, and someone who was like family to him. Actually, like family to him. That kind of surprised me. I didn't think that was going to happen. But the more that you think of it, too, it would have just left Dom by himself in the Judgment Day if Finn and JD had left the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Because there's no one else. It was just those three. And they just beat the crap out of him. And not very nice. Very mean of them to do that. And then the next week, Finn got his pound of flesh back and beat the crap out of JD McDonough. And as he was about to go and beat up Dom, of course, um, JD McDonough saved the day, and Dom got out of there, but JD got the coup de grace. So, and then this past week on Raw, Finn cut a excellent promo. Very cold and calculating. I do think that if you looked into his eyes, it definitely looked very demonish, I would say. I do think that this is something that they wanted to do for a long. They wanted to do this at SummerSlam to bring the demon back. Um, but I do think the demon comes out at WrestleMania. I would even have Dom do like a little sneak attack on the go home show to Raw, and kind of just just beat him mercilessly, and that gives him a reason to not like, hey, I'm bringing the demon back, but like it hits at WrestleMania and the crowd goes crazy because everyone loves the demon. It's one of the most over characters in WWE over the past 15 years. Everyone's loved the demon. Um, and I think the match itself, honestly, uh, definitely has potential to be one of the better matches on WrestleMania, period. Um, Show stealer, mainly from the demon. Like 99% demon, 1% dumb and bitch. But I'm very much looking forward to. I think Dumb and Bitch is going to get his comeuppance.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm glad we finally got the storyline going and done with. They've been teasing this for a while, even ever since WrestleMania last year when Dom pinned Finn Balor to win the IC title when he won it the first time. And obviously they've been teasing this tension between Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor for years. And now they finally did something with it. We never knew who was going to be the face or heel. And then they went with Finn Balor, which makes the most sense because Finn had kind of won his course as a heel. He's been a heel for a while. And yeah, I'm liking this a lot. I imagine at some point we're gonna get like Finn Balor versus JD before WrestleMania, maybe on the Go Home up episode, and then that's where Dom will lay him out. I definitely think the Demon's gonna come back. I think this could probably go past WrestleMania too, because there's still a lot of storyline there. Like, are they gonna touch it? I don't know, but like, what does Roxanne Perez think of this? Because she was brought into the Judgment Day like by Finn Balor and everything like that. So like the Chico babyface and all that type of stuff too. Obviously, I don't like the fact that like Liv Morgan seemed like she planned it for this to happen. Like she was trying to force out Finn Balor. Get that shit out of here. That fucking sucks. Just get Liv back. Just keep Liv Morgan away from this. There's no reason for her to be involved in any of that. But they can't. Triple H can't help himself. He tries to book Liv Morgan any way he can. But that fucking sucks. I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen because that sucks. Hopefully this does continue. But yeah, this feud's been very good. We haven't seen much of Dom though, like really since the turn because like he had a concussion 1 week after the AAA match, and then he wasn't there this week. So, but you talked about the IC title and stuff. The IC title has a direction for WrestleMania now. Penta, who has been defending this title a lot recently. He has had a couple open challenges, and he's going to be defending it not this week, but next week in AAA when he faces Vikingo. So it may not even be him that even defends the belt at WrestleMania. It could be Vikingo, which I don't think Chris wants. I think he wants Penta, but we'll see. But Penta last night, after he retained his title, said that there's going to be a ladder match at WrestleMania. And then they announced the competitors last night. It's going to be JD McDonough, Javon Evans, Rusev, Penta himself, and then am I missing somebody? I'm pretty sure I am. It's who else is? Oh, Dragon Lee. I think it's Dragon Lee, and then that's it. Looking forward to that. I think ladder match, multi-man ladder match at WrestleMania always typically steals the show. I think of the one at WrestleMania 31 and then the one at 42. And then, we obviously have anytime they've done the Money in the Bank ladder matches and the TLC matches at WrestleMania, they always steal the show. I imagine Penta and Javon are going to have outstanding performances. I wish this was multi-branded. Get some SmackDown guys in there because they're just doing Raw guys. That way Carmelo Hayes could be a part of this, and like maybe Ilya Dragunov could be a part of this, and then you can also figure out who else you want to be a part of this. Get like some other spot monkey in there type of thing. Because the way they announced the competitors was very weird. Like Michael Cole said on Raw, like they've been doing qualifying matches on like main event, which doesn't even make any sense. Because none of the guys have even been on main event, other than like Dragon Lee. And then also too, like, how could they have been done qualifying matches? The ladder match wasn't even like announced till last night. How could they have been doing qualifying matches for a match that wasn't even thought of? But whatever. But like, I'm looking forward to this. I just wish we could have announced the competitors in a more logical way, maybe like a Tumblr or something. But no, they just decide, fuck it, we're just gonna announce it all at one go. But how do you feel about this ladder match getting announced and everything?
I'm for it. I'm for it. Like, I'm not saying all at once. Like qualifying match is something they were supposed to do, but they just didn't. They just didn't. I like it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All of them in there make sense, and none of them are out of place. I really like it. Javon Evans, I think, is gonna fucking steal the goddamn show with the shit he's gonna do. He's gonna do some really dumb, stupid shit, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyone else get added, you think? Like, or do you think it's just going to be these guys type of thing?
You could add someone like on SmackDown or on Raw this upcoming week. Like they could, but I think this is the field.
Yeah.
I think they announced it all at once, so I do think that this is the field for the ladder match.
But let's get to the worst woman storyline that's going on at WrestleMania. You might like it, though. I don't know. I think it's the worst, but you might love it. So.
Yeah, let me tell you, I totally love this. Totally. Number one fan over here. Yep. Definitely. It's the Women's Tag Team Championships, which feel like an absolute fucking afterthought after Charlotte and Alexa lost them.
I'd say after Riho lost them, actually.
Yeah, Rio definitely. Those two teams going back to back was the right call, and then going to Nia Jax and Lash Legend felt like a fucking fall off a goddamn cliff. Just not good. None of it has been good. Especially this past week. Holy fuck, was that bad. Completely unnecessary for the rest of the teams to just march out there. No reason for it to happen at all. Charlotte and Alexa and the Bellas. And for some reason, Lyra decided to leave the ring and go and say, "Hey, what are you doing out here?" That's not the babyface's job to do that. It just didn't make any sense. And it ends in a very lazy DQ. And it absolutely obliterated the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd was hot. It was on fire. Even before... they were kind of into this match too a little bit. And then the DQ happens, and it's like you could see the life just being sucked out of the building at one time. No one booed. No one cheered. No one made a fucking sound. You could hear a fucking pin drop in MSG. That's how quiet it was. Not even when they did the Lyra woo part of her entrance. No one did anything. That was all in there. That was all part of the song. No one did anything. That really sucked the life out of the building.
Yeah. Yeah, this feud's trash. it's just a random women's tag title match. They've done like the same finish on SmackDown where it's been like Charlotte and Alexa or the Bellas versus the Irresistible Forces, and they just did the same DQ finish, and then the Irresistible Forces beat them down. Um, the Bellas being back to be a part of this is really bad. They randomly disappeared for 6 weeks after they said they want to go after the tag titles, and then they came back and just got a title shot just like that. What a waste of Charlotte at WrestleMania, and maybe even Alexa too, and even a waste of Bayley. This match is just going to be a nothing. I could say this, going back to the old Diva Day eras, this could be like a piss break match where everyone kind of chooses to go like get their like their merchandise or like get a snack or something at WrestleMania. I don't see this. This match is just not going to be very exciting. And the feud going into this sucks. The champions, for the most part, suck going into this match. Hopefully this is it for the Bellas for like after this. They have this match, they lose, and then that's it. We don't see the Bellas for a while because the Bellas, more so Nikki Bella, but now that the Bellas are just back, it has been a terrible return for WWE and just a terrible investment. And it hasn't gotten any better. Yeah. Then we have the weirdest WrestleMania match ever. It's the Seth Rollins versus Gunther. You're probably wondering to yourselves, what's the connection here? Because they were both doing completely different things. One wasn't even doing anything, and then Gunther was on a different path going into WrestleMania. Well, obviously Seth came back in Elimination Chamber. There was this masked man that kept attacking the Vision. And we were wondering who it was, and then we found out that it was Seth Rollins, which was really cool because, obviously we didn't even know if he was going to be able to make it to WrestleMania because of his injury. So they were glad he's able to finally come back. But he's been kind of messing with the Vision recently with the Masked Men and everything like that. But we were wondering who the hell is going to step up to face Seth Rollins, considering the fact that, Braun Breaker got hurt after, Royal Rumble because he got that hernia, and then Bronson Reed got hurt during the Elimination Chamber qualifier. You were thinking maybe they go the block path, but then you're thinking maybe they're gonna go Logan, but no, they went completely out of left field and went with Gunther because Gunther's path to WrestleMania got fucked up too because I think he was supposed to face Rey Mysterio in a retirement match at WrestleMania, but Rey has broken ribs right now, so he can't even do WrestleMania. So they had Gunther sit at home for 3 weeks until they figured it out. So instead, they just decided to put these two together at WrestleMania. This doesn't really make much sense, considering the fact that Gunther doesn't have any connection to the Vision. It seems like he kind of just attacked Seth Rollins on his own. It didn't really seem like Paul Heyman knew anything about it or anything like that. The match itself is obviously going to be excellent because Gunther and Seth Rollins is like a dream match waiting to happen. I just wish the story was there because it really isn't. They obviously have a couple of weeks to get the story there, but obviously this match just feels weird at WrestleMania. They wouldn't really they had no connection to each other really. They obviously just needed something for Seth Rollins to do. They needed something for Gunther to do, so they just threw them together at WrestleMania. They should have figured this out sooner, so that way there would be a connection. But they shouldn't have waited this long. But it is what it is, I guess. Hopefully it's not a retirement match, because obviously Gunther's the career killer. I don't think Seth's retiring anytime soon, but I remember you even said that last night, Chris. You were like, oh, hopefully this isn't a retirement match. It doesn't seem like it's going to be, and I had to remind you, Chris, we still have 2 weeks before WrestleMania. There's time to get that in there, Chris. There's time. So, I think this match will live up to exceed expectations. It will be awesome. I think they can get a story going, but right now this match is just really random because they both were completely different things. But what do you think of this?
I mean this spot looks like it was designed for Braun Breaker. Just clearly obvious. It doesn't make any sense for Gunther to be in it, but they had to pivot. So, I think that again, this match is going to be very good, but it definitely feels like this was the kind of the pivot, because just Braun wasn't ready,
and Ray's not ready for Gunther,
and Ray's not ready either. So both of them had matches in place on this show, changed to the last second, so they kind of like
Yeah.
more like them together, I guess.
Because even if Braun is ready, you probably don't want to risk putting him out there at WrestleMania since he just had a hernia. That's probably too much of a... And a top match with Seth Rollins, you probably don't want to risk that right now. And then if Ray has torn up ribs, don't want to risk that either. So,
Fucking Braun coming back too early and then fucking hitting the fucking ropes at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, knowing him, yeah. So...
Rupturing his hernia.
I imagine he'll be back probably like... He might could return the Raw after WrestleMania. I imagine if I had to make a prediction, he'll probably do that, you know?
Yes, I would think that he would come back either the Raw after WrestleMania or like the week after.
Yeah.
But he definitely soon.
Be interesting how they booked this match, though. Like, as Heyman... Because obviously, from the attack, it seemed like Gunther did the attack on his own because, like, he didn't, like, help Heyman, like, to the back or anything like that. Like, he doesn't seem like he's aligned with Paul Heyman, so I'm wondering, like, what they're gonna do with this. But then again, like you said, they're just pivoted, really. So, but now we're gonna kind of go through this because there's still more matches that can get added to WrestleMania. So we're gonna kind of predict what we think will get added. I'm gonna let you start because I don't want you piggybacking off my matches. So you're gonna think of your own matches at WrestleMania. You also think could happen. Not gonna fucking piggyback off me.
I'm piggybacking off of you.
No, I can't because you're going first. So can't piggyback off anything.
Yep, I agree with everything.
As far as matches go, I don't even think any more matches are going to be added to the card. I can't even think of one right now.
Like we're just gonna sit here until you think of one. You know, sit here forever if we have to. We'll sit here. We'll even sit here in WrestleMania, during WrestleMania, and think until you think of one.
It wouldn't make any sense for Braun to face one because he's out. To have one. Because if it was, it would have been against Seth Rollins. Bronson Reed's hurt.
You gotta think of one.
I can't even... honestly, I don't think any more matches can be added to this card.
Just to throw one together. Pivot, we're sitting here until you think of one. Just throw one.
There's literally no room on this fucking card for any more matches. They threw everyone to a goddamn ladder match.
Could be Tony Hinchcliffe. He's still got to defend that Divas Championship.
Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano.
That could happen. That could happen.
I got ya.
Well, that might not happen, but it could happen. There's other matches I could see getting announced at WrestleMania. Io Sky, I think they want to get on the show, so they could do, because they've been going back to the Kabuki Warriors. They could do Io Sky versus Asuka, which would be good. Not very exciting for Io Sky. That's a kind of a drop off to what she was doing last year. There's still the WWE tag team titles have to get defended. That could just be a 4-way with Damian Priest and R-Truth versus maybe like 2 members of MFT, 2 members of the Wyatt Six, so that you can get another tag team in there. Maybe Motor City Machine Guns. But that again, they might just do that on the SmackDown before WrestleMania though. Like Damian Priest is just out for WrestleMania, so yeah, like you said, El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. I'll piggyback off you, but I at least said like 3 matches before I piggybacked off you. I came up with my own, so
do that. Oh, can't do that.
I said 3 matches already, but that's so. A 6-man, because I imagine they want to get Logan Paul on the show. They could do Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. That way everyone there gets on the show. Those are a few matches they could get in there. But that's everything going into WrestleMania. Anything else you want to talk about WrestleMania-wise or main roster-wise?
We pretty much did everything there.
Well, it's someone we got to talk about. And Chris, I can't believe you forgot to talk about him. You might be in trouble if he sees this because he might curse you. Elimination Chamber, we talked about this. There was a mystery crate going on. So we were wondering who was in the mystery crate. And it ended up being Danhausen. He was just in that mystery crate for like weeks. with all those women, by the way, wasn't there like a bunch of like dancers in there that was in there with them? So they were all just in there, like no food, no water, no nothing. So, and yeah, Danhausen debuted at the Elimination Chamber. Unfortunately, his debut didn't go off very well. The crowd kind of turned on that because they thought it was going to be other people, and they just didn't expect. They didn't really. I don't think they really knew who he was. But ever since then, it's been awesome. He hasn't wrestled yet, but he's done like a few backstage segments. He's cursed some people. He's cursed Dominic Mysterio, which caused him to lose the Intercontinental Championship, and why this Judgment Day stuff is falling apart. He's cursed The Miz, and unfortunately for The Miz, he's had a terrible time ever since then. He had a sick commercial doing his travels. He stepped in gum. His flight to Hawaii got delayed. A ladder fell on him. So The Miz has just been having a terrible time since he's been cursed. He cursed the original El Grande Americano, which made it so he couldn't go out to his IC title match with Penta. A lot of people are thinking it's because, like, Los Americanos laid him out. Because, like, you saw them coming up, but I don't think I think it was the curse. He cursed Kit Wilson, which caused him to lose a Jelly Roll. And now he just cursed ISO Speed. We don't really know what's happened to ISO Speed that, how the curse has affected him yet. And Danhausen's just been a home run. I feel bad for these wrestlers that are getting cursed by him. I hope they can overcome the curse. Because we don't know how long the curse lasts or anything like that. But, Danhausen is very nice and very evil, and I think he's been great. What do you think of Danhausen so far?
Danhausen has been 10 out of 10. He's Danhausen.
Are you just saying this?
You want to be cursed? You better be nice.
Are you
You better say yes, or he's not. He's gonna curse you.
Are you
And
just
you're fucked.
Are you just saying he's been good because you don't want to get cursed, or do you?
I'm fucking terrified of being cursed.
I don't think he can curse you though if you can't, because your camera's. I forgot what he also cursed Grayson Waller. And Grayson Waller's been having a terrible time recently too. So. Do you think he can curse you though? Because you're not on camera. Like it's just a logo that's on.
Way.
Huh?
Find a way.
Also, he has a lot of these demands that he wants. He wants his faces on the. Let's see if I can remember them. He wants his faces on the trucks. He hasn't gotten that yet. He wants the Triple H point picture. He's gotten that. That's good. He wants a blimp. He wants his own blimp.
Hasn't gotten the blimp yet. They better get on that.
I don't know if this one's gonna happen. He wants to go into the Hall of Fame class this year. I don't know if that can that even happen because he hasn't been around. He hasn't been around long enough to be in the Hall of Fame. He's only been around a few weeks.
Fucking guy in the Hall of Fame.
He just who gets cursed if he doesn't go in the Hall of Fame this year? The Hall of Fame class, or is it the guy who puts the Hall of Fame together?
What's the Hall of Fame together?
So would that be the Undertaker? Because he's the one that's coming out and saying you're in the Hall of Fame. Is the Undertaker gonna get cursed?
Maybe it might cost them 20 human monies.
Did you see on SmackDown he took 20 human monies from Candice LeRae and just ran off? Did you see that?
Give him 20 human monies, he might be able to help you.
He hasn't helped yet.
Some people say he might be stealing the money. I don't say that.
Yeah. I think he's trying to help.
It's payment. It's nice payment to a very nice and very evil man.
But you have to have you bought his merchandise yet? Because you get cursed if you don't buy his merchandise yet.
Soon enough.
Of
a Danhausen t-shirt.
I'm so scared of this guy cursing me. Anytime he does the curse at the camera, I make sure to hide. Because I don't know how it works. If he curses the camera, do the fans get cursed? I don't know how that works. I want to make sure.
It does seem like it. Maybe it can't get through the TV though.
Do you want to take that chance?
Oh.
Who's been the best person he's cursed, you think? Or do you not have a favorite?
My favorite's Dom. wish he would. I just wish the curse was real.
It could be. You don't know. Could be real.
He's being a
Huh?
dick.
We don't even know if he's real. Because because sometimes he's there, then sometimes he's not. You know? So, he might not even be real.
When Adam Pearce was like, he turned back around. He was like, "Are you supposed to not be here?" And he just like kind of shrugged it off.
He doesn't even know his own rules, I guess. So,
Sometimes he turns around, he's not there. So it looks like that he's talking to no one.
yep. So, yeah, I like Danhausen so far, though. So, what do you think he does at WrestleMania? He'll probably
It's
go.
everyone,
Huh?
people.
Who do you think he curses at WrestleMania?
Whoever pisses him off. Whoever says no to him, actually.
Who do you think's gonna?
I feel bad. Or in charge of the Hall of Fame because he's probably gonna come for them.
You know what's probably gonna happen? This would be funny during the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. He's probably gonna come out to do his speech, and then someone's gonna tell him he's not in the hall, he didn't actually make it, and they'll get cursed.
And then we're all gonna sing along with it too.
Yep. Yeah, Chicago tried to ruin his debut, and they failed. They failed miserably.
Boy.
So, let's talk about the Hall of.
Hey.
Huh?
First.
Say that again.
They are cursed.
But yeah, let's go over the Hall of Fame class though. We have a nice Hall of Fame class being announced. I guess the Undertaker too is the Hall of Fame class ambassador. He's the one that's inviting everyone to be in the Hall of Fame. But let's go through who's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, who and what, because it's not just a who's anymore. It's a what now too. So, we'll start with obviously the first inductee that was announced. We have Stephanie McMahon. This was announced back at WrestlePalooza. Absolutely deserves. He was a huge part of the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, and then obviously the Authority Era when they were there. She's been an integral part of the business. She's the one that got the WWE to do all this charity work and everything like that, with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and stuff like that. I think she absolutely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I would have announced it at a different time because obviously it was at WrestlePalooza and it was just kind of weird. But other than that, I'm happy about this. So you happy about Stephanie McMahon going to the Hall of Fame? I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. I like it.
Who do you think inducts Stephanie? I think maybe Paul Triple H Levesque.
Yeah, I could see it.
And then we have Oh, I also forgot, by the way, John Cena's hosting WrestleMania this year. We forgot about that. Which is pretty cool. It's going to be his first WWE show since he's retired. Pretty excited about that. Obviously, it would be cool to see John Cena back. But I think it's cool that he's going to be hosting WrestleMania. A lot of people think he's going to get physically involved, which I don't think so. I think he's just going to maybe announce the attendance, do some fun backstage segments. But what do you think he does at WrestleMania? Or how do you feel about him being the host?
I love him being the host. I think he is going to come out and he's going to beat the shit out of everyone and he's going to pin someone and win.
That's true. It'll be weird because he won't be in the jorts this year. That's retired too, so he's just going to be in a suit and tie. So, but yeah, let's go over the Hall of Fame. Continue going over it. We have the next inductee who's going to be headlining the Hall of Fame, I think. It's AJ Styles. This was announced during his tribute show. This is really cool. AJ Styles obviously deserves this. He's been in WWE for a long time. He changed the game up in TNA and then in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The fact that he's going to the Hall of Fame is just surreal. There was obviously rumors that he was never ever going to be in WWE, and he's just done so much. I'm really happy he's going into the Hall of Fame. How do you feel about AJ Styles going into the Hall of Fame?
It's well deserved. Well deserved.
Who inducts him, you think? I think maybe John Cena, since he's actually going to be at WrestleMania. Maybe he inducts him. Trying to think of who else, because It won't be Christopher Daniels because he's in AEW. It won't be Samoa Joe because he's in AEW. It could be Frankie Kazarian or
Kaz, yeah.
Joseph Park Abyss. Could be the Good Brothers. I would go with Frankie or Abyss though because they've known AJ Styles like his whole career, type of thing. But who do you think inducts him? Do you think it's gonna be who do you think inducts AJ?
I think it could be Kazarian.
Could be Bobby.
Kazarian.
Go ahead.
I think it could be Kaz or Abyss or someone like that.
Yeah. Then we have Demolition, Axe and Smash both going in. This is pretty cool. You know, it's a legendary tag team. Really happy they're going in. They absolutely deserve it. How do you feel about this one? You okay with it? Do you not want them in there?
It's awesome. I think they should have been in a long time ago.
Yeah. Who do you think inducts them? I say Jimmy Hart. Didn't he manage them at one point? I think he probably inducts them.
Yep. I could see Jimmy Hart.
Really can't think of anyone else that could. I feel like I'd say Brett, but I don't think because they had like a lot of legendary matches, but I don't think Brett's in good terms with like WWE at the moment, so I don't think it could be him. Maybe Shawn Michaels because he was part of the Walkers like tag team, but I don't think the Walkers and Demolition like really shared a win together that much, so I think it has to be like Jimmy Hart. So, then we have Bad News Brown. He's gonna go in under the Legacy Hall of Fame. I think this is cool. I thought he was already in there, but he was a really good big man. And I was pretty entertained by him. How do you feel about Bad News Brown going in there? Do you love it or absolutely hate it?
I think it's great.
Who inducts him? Because I actually really don't have no idea who could induct him. Type of thing.
I don't know either. Yeah.
Is he still alive or no?
Wait, a long, long time ago.
Yeah, I figured. I thought so. But don't forget, I thought Tugboat died a while ago. So, And then we have Psycho Sid. This is a cool one. Glad he's going into the Hall of Fame. Really deserved. Obviously, it sucks he won't be there to like accept it, but it's so cool he's going to the Hall of Fame. How do you feel about Psycho Sid going into the Hall of Fame?
I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's well deserved for Sid. Long time coming. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited for him. Wish he could have been there in person, but I wish he could be alive for this. Like do it when they're alive. But either way, he's still in, and that's pretty cool.
I'm trying to think of who could induct him.
Teddy Long.
Yeah, he managed him to be Teddy Long.
Sean.
Sean could do it, yeah, because he worked. Kevin Nash could. Crush. Booker T. Booker T could induct him. Then we have so Psycho Sid. Am I missing anybody? Other than the match? Like, am I missing any people or anything like that? Oh no! What's his name? Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. Yep. Rodman.
Absolutely deserved. He was huge for WCW. I imagine that one will probably be Eric Bischoff, if I had to make a guess. But how do you feel about him going in, and who inducts him? You think?
It was absolutely fucking random for him to be inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame. I thought it was very weird. But I think it's Bischoff.
Well, DDP, they did some stuff together, so DDP could do it. But
DDP? Yeah, I can see DDP.
And then we have the legacy match that was announced today. It's going to be the match from WrestleMania 3 between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Obviously very deserved. It's like probably the biggest WrestleMania main event that's ever happened, but absolutely should go in. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Kind of a shame, obviously, they both can't be there to accept it, but I'm happy that's going in. You know, how do you feel about that going in and everything like that?
Love it. I love it a lot. Just really wish that Hulk could have been here to accept it.
Yeah, so who accepts it then? You know, if
Probably Nick Hogan, I would assume.
yeah, maybe. So, but yeah, I'm liking the Hall of Fame class this year. I think it's awesome. You know, a lot of big stars in there, huh?
Big class.
Yeah,
It's a
Very low.
class from like the 80s and 90s.
yeah. Um, but we're gonna move on, Chris. You know, none of this main roster talk anymore. That's over now. We're gonna talk about NXT stuff now. Um, you know, NXT's got their WrestleMania show coming up. It's going to be NXT Stand and Deliver. They're doing it differently this year, which I think is good. You know, instead of it's this weekend instead of WrestleMania weekend. I think that's very beneficial to NXT. I think they learned last year that wasn't the way to go about things because it was right before WrestleMania. Maybe it's because Shawn Michaels learned that like he got fucking tired like right out. Because don't forget, like he wasn't he up like the whole night like because he did the Hall of Fame and then inducted Triple H in there, and then like he had to get up like right afterwards to like go to NXT and like they still had him go to WrestleMania and everything like that. Like wasn't that how it was? Like it was insane for Shawn Michaels last year. I think
It
It was
a long day for him.
I think he's just like I'm not doing that again this year. I'm sleep. You know, because he knows he's probably going to WrestleMania anyways this year to like induct to watch the Hall of Fame and shit. So he's like, I'm sleeping in this year. I'm gonna be 60 years old this year. I'm not fucking dealing with that shit this year. So, how do you feel about it being you know, this weekend, or do you prefer it at WrestleMania weekend?
I think it's perfect to have it on its own weekend.
Do you think Sean? You know what? It doesn't matter what you say though, because Sean wants to sleep. So,
Don't deserve some sleep.
we want to say that we're gonna go over the card that's announced, but obviously not a full card. The full card will probably get announced tonight, but we're gonna go through what's announced so far. We have a fatal four-way match for the NXT Championship. It's gonna be Ethan Page versus Ricky Saints versus Tony D'Angelo versus Joe Hendry. Obviously, this match has been built up for a while. Joe Hendry won the title, and then he retained it against Ricky Saints. They've been kind of doing like a little bit of like team up with Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. Tony D recently said that he wants to go after the title, so they're doing this four-way match here. I'm looking forward to this. You know, everyone has a reason to be in this match, and I think this could be a good main event. How do you feel about this four-way match, or are you completely against it?
I think that that's going to be really good.
And then we have the women's championship match. We don't really know what the match is going to be yet, but JC Jane is going to defend the title against either Lola Vice or Kendall Gray. I guess we'll just say for both. I could see it being either one. I'm probably going to say it's going to be Kendall Gray because like they just called him up from Evolve. They've been pushing it pretty heavily recently, so I think I could see it being Kendall Gray. I would be fine with either one. Hopefully, this just means that JC Jane's losing the belt to one of the two. But yeah, how do you feel about this?
I like it. I like both of them. It's two between Lola Vice and Lola Vice and Kendall Gray. I like them both. Either one of them really deserves. Both of them deserve it. They're both excellent. So I'm not really. I wouldn't be upset with either or. As long as one of them beats all I care about.
Then we have the implosion of Zaruka. It's going to be Zaruka versus Zarya. This feud's been pretty okay. The dynamics seem a little off, and obviously it's that typical trope where Shawn Michaels likes to break tag teams right when they get over. But I think this would be good. I've enjoyed the storyline for the most part. I just wish they wouldn't have broken these two tag teams up. But yeah, how do you feel about this?
I think the match premise is fine. I do think it not the best. It's very weird. Like they get pushed a little bit, and then Sean goes, "No, feud." And this past week showed that not the right move. Not the right move.
Yeah. Uh, I'm looking forward to this. We have an NXT North American title match. Miles Borns defending the title against Johnny Gargano. And obviously, this was set up in the Gauntlet Eliminator last week, where Johnny Gargano became the mystery, entrant. And he didn't do anything in that match. He's too upset. He's too upset. He's still kind of having like a little midlife crisis, like depression moments. Feel bad for the guy. Ever since his tag team partner left and he lost Axiom's mask, he just has been really down on his luck. Winning that Gauntlet Eliminator made him feel better. It seems like. I hope he can, bounce back from whatever he's feeling and, either win the belt or like maybe he'll have such a good performance in this match. But I just feel bad for Johnny Gargano right now. I hope he could get over whatever he's going through right now. If Johnny Gargano could get over whatever he's going through, this could be match of the weekend. But if he's still upset, this match might not last very long. Johnny Gargano might be too upset. So how do you feel about this match? I think it's been good.
I also think it's been very good. I liked the match last week where Johnny Gargano did nothing and still won the match. That was really funny. He's just over and it works. I love it. I loved it.
How do you think the match would be? Like, do you think Johnny Gargano can pull himself out of this funk and deliver a good match, or do you think it'd be too much for him?
I think it's going to be perfectly fine.
Do you feel bad for Johnny Gargano with the way he's feeling, or do you think it's warranted?
If anything, yes, because he just straight up abandoned him.
And he lost Axiom's mask too. Don't forget, he liked that mask.
Oh, yeah.
So,
too. Poor guy. What a terrible, terrible outcome.
Yeah. So,
maybe it's every to sleep at night.
Huh?
Every right to cry himself to sleep.
Do you think he How long do you think he stays in that position 24/7?
He absolutely does.
Are you gonna try to help him at all, or do you think they have to figure it out for themselves?
He's a big boy. He can figure it out for himself. But if he needs,
he hasn't been though. He's been like this for like 2 months.
blame that on Ciampa.
That's true. If he didn't leave, he'd probably be fine. Do you think this could be? Do you think this could be solved if he goes to AEW or no? Or do you think he'll still be like this?
He'll be like it because it's AEW.
Well, we'll see. Then we have the NXT Tag Team Championship match. We don't know what match it will be either. It's going to be swipe right. I almost said swipe left. That wouldn't have been good. But it's swipe
left for.
You like him now though, so that's good. So it's swipe right defending against either Los Americanos, who are totally legend in Mexico, Chris. No matter what you say, you don't seem to believe it, but they are.
Really legends, yeah.
And their face, it's either gonna be them or what's that name of that new group now? It's like the Legacy group. I forget what the name of that is, but I think it's like But I think the team is Stax and like Elia Connors or whatever, or Lexus Kid and
right.
Huh?
Right.
Yeah, but it's one of those two. It's probably going to be Los Americanos because they're baby faces and the champs are heels, and Los Americanos are just way more interesting than Birthright, especially if Stax is the guy on the opposing team of Swipe Right. I don't want to see Stax anywhere on my television, but it's actually you have to see him on 2 television shows. You have to see him on TNA and fucking NXT. Like I rather see him on neither. But
him.
Huh?
Fuck him.
Yeah, but depending on where this goes, I hope it's Los Americanos. But how do you feel about this tag team build up?
I think it's been fine. I really do. I think it's been fine.
And
I just wish it was. Birthright.
I mean, I like Birthright. I just don't want Stacks in there. You know, don't want him.
Dax isn't Birthright though.
He's not. So, gotta fix that. Any other matches you see get announced? Or do you think they're just gonna?
And yet, no.
I'm thinking Blake Monroe versus Tatum Paxley for the Women's North American title. And then that's it.
That coming.
Yeah, because I said it. That's why. You're piggybacking off me. That's why.
Oh yeah, definitely was weird for you to say it.
So,
Oh yeah,
say that again. Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
of course.
You couldn't hear me. I said, of course.
Yeah.
You probably just don't want to hear me.
Selective hearing, maybe. Anything else in NXT you want to talk about that, like, you want to, that's bugging you, that you want to, like, love over? Anything else in NXT you want to get off your chest?
I'm gonna get off my chest. Why the fuck is Stacks in the Birthright? How about that?
Talk about it. Preach.
Just because you know you're banging Santino's daughter doesn't mean you fucking can be in Birthright. Get him out of it. He's not even married to her yet.
Who should they replace him with, or just nobody? Just get him out of there.
Should have been David Finlay.
Well, he didn't want to go to NXT, so.
Now he's irrelevant. Congratulations.
So.
Hope you liked it.
Yeah.
He made a sound either when he came out. Not a pop. Not a peep. No peeping.
Robert Stone's the permanent NXT general manager now, though. That's good. You know, he's done a good job. It's a very stressful job for him, but I'm happy that he's getting this opportunity. How do you feel about that?
I like it. He's been a really good GM, surprisingly. I've really liked it. He's been great.
So, but that's everything NXT related. Let's talk about some Evolve stuff, because we could talk about that now, Chris. I mean, I know you haven't watched it the past couple of weeks, but you know the wrestlers though, so we can talk about it. We've had some call-ups on Evolve recently. Some people, went to NXT, so they had like a celebration goodbye for them. First it was Shawn Legacy. Shawn Legacy was part of the ID program. He was called up to NXT. They did a celebration goodbye for him after Team ID, Team PC. The ID program said goodbye to him, and he got to say something at the end. Unfortunately, he got hurt, so we're not really going to be able to see like what he can do in NXT. I don't know how long he's going to be gone for, but he like tore his knee or something. But yeah, how do you feel about Shawn Legacy getting called up?
I love it. I didn't think Shawn Legacy was going to get called up. But every time he's been on NXT TV, he's shined, and he went from someone who I had no fucking clue who he was to me tuning in every week on Evolve, actively rooting for him.
For sure. Unfortunately, he's hurt though.
Yeah, it's that's the bummer part, is that now he has that knee injury. He's going to be out quite a while, so that sucks.
Yeah. Then we have Kendall Gray. Obviously, she's been on NXT like for a while, but now she's permanently off Evolve.
I felt like that. I feel like her promotion should have happened like a long time ago.
Yeah, but she had like an Evolution type of match to say goodbye. She defended the Evolve title one last time against Tyra May Steele. She retained, so she vacated the championship. But they gave her like a proper goodbye, which was nice. How do you feel about her? How did you feel about her goodbye? Do you think she should have just not gotten a goodbye, just left?
For all she did for Evolve, she absolutely deserved a goodbye. I like that she went out champion. They did him a little bit differently for the men and the women. I like that, but yeah, I do think that she deserved her flowers, and she got her flowers.
And unfortunately for Jackson Drake, he didn't get the same treatment because, he had his Evolution match and he lost. He lost to Aaron Rourke. He lost the Evolve Championship. I'm glad they did that, though, because that would have been kind of stupid if they both retained and vacated the belt. And plus, Jackson Drake had held that title for so long that he probably should have just lost it outright. But he didn't get a goodbye or nothing. He just got a loss, and that was it for him. I thought that was funny. He didn't get nothing. So,
the fuck out.
yeah. Probably should. I wish they went with Cappuccino Jones instead, but I like Aaron Rourke. I think he's going to be good in the Evolve champion. But how do you feel about Jackson Drake's evolution? Do you think he should have gotten a better goodbye, or do you think that's what he deserved?
I do think that it was the proper, because he's the heel, so it's like it makes sense for him to get the fuck out of here treatment. As opposed to Kendall Gray, who is the babyface. But I do like Aaron Rourke winning. I preferred Cap, but it's definitely not a bad choice.
Yep. And we have another change in Evolve. We have a new. Well, I can't say general manager because he didn't want the general manager job. He's the foreman of Evolve now. It's Timothy Thatcher. He's the official foreman for Evolve. This was rumored that was going to happen, and it finally did happen. I think this is going to be awesome. It's going to be an interesting role for him because this isn't a role that he would typically do. He's typically like the, no meat and potatoes, wrestler. Like, wants to just get in there and lock up with you. But I think him being a foreman is going to be entertaining. I've seen a few backstage segments. They've been funny. I feel like no one's going to want to mess with him either. How do you feel about Timothy Thatcher being the new foreman of Evolve? Do you absolutely hate it?
It's low-key hilarious. And I think he's going to fit this role perfectly. And when it comes down to it, people should run when he comes out because he is a scary motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't want to get on his bad side and Evolve. I don't know if you see like his backstage, like his desk too. Like he's got broken pencils on his desk. He's got like the old school like telephone on his desk. He's got the foreman's like hat. So he's got a nice little office set up for himself and everything like that. So how do you feel about his office? Or do you think he needs to get a better office?
Tell him to do anything because I'm terrified of him.
Who are you more terrified of, him or Danhausen?
Cool.
So.
Who would
Huh?
equally as scared?
But we've had some bad things on Evolve. We should talk about these bad things. Team PC fucking sucks. We've been saying that for weeks, but like it's true. They're so bland. They brought in this random guy. I don't even remember who he is, but it was like Scion or something. He doesn't even have that name anymore. They changed his name like the next time we saw him. It's like some other name now. But how do you feel about like Team PC? You liking them, or do you think they're bland as hell?
They are completely bland. I've never seen a group of people have personality and be so bland in my life. Cam Hendricks is the top of that list of, man, in 3 years, this guy's probably not going to be in WWE anymore. Maybe less than that, because he is unbelievably bland. I've never seen someone be so charismatic and so bland in my life.
Then we have Brad.
No.
Yeah. I'll let you talk about this one because I know you love this gimmick. Why don't you talk about Luca Crucifino's excellent gimmick that he has now?
As many of you know, Luca Crucifino was the lawyer in the D'Angelo family, and he got basically whacked, murdered, killed, sleeping with the fishes on NXT TV because they broke up the D'Angelo family, so there was no reason for any of them to be on the show anymore. So he went down to Evolve to further his skills, and he developed a character of a raver for some reason. Why? Who the fuck knows why? I just don't. I don't get it. I hate it, and I wish it would go away because it sucks.
Really bad. Anybody on Involve impressing you that you want to talk about? Like, do you like their work and everything like that? You want to see them continue to do well, or do you hate everybody in Involve?
Everyone's
Doing a pretty good job. Cappuccino Jones and Mike Cunningham. Like I think they're all doing a pretty good job.
That's good.
Very-
Anybody else you want to call out that they're just like really bad, other than like the Luca Cruzifino, Braxton Cole stuff, or do you think everyone else has been doing a pretty good job?
pretty good. I think.
Trying to think if I can think of what else is doing. Oh, Nikita Lyons is still bad. You know, she's still bad.
So, I mean, he's always
Been bad. There was no like, oh, she has potential to be bad. No, she's been fucking awful since the beginning.
She could be an LFG man, season 3. So
Yeah,
I mean, never seen him fall
off as fast as her.
you know, we should talk. You guys are probably wondering what's the state now though of the Evolved Men's and Women's Championships. Well, you know the state of the women's, you know, because that got vacated. So Timothy Thatcher announced it's going to be a fatal 5-way like gauntlet eliminator. It's going to be between Callie Armstrong, unfortunately Nikita Lyons. I don't know why, but unfortunately her. Let me see if I can remember. Lainey Luck. Was it Lainey Reed? I think it's Lainey Luck. PJ Vasa, and there's some other woman in there, but I don't remember who else it is. I think it's Tyra May Steele, probably. That would make sense. And they're doing like a fatal 5-way. The winner gets the last spot. Nikita will probably win that because they probably want to have her in the match like as least amount of time as possible. Who do you think becomes the new Evolved Women's Champion?
PJ Vasa
I'm gonna say Tyra May Steele.
or Ty.
And then for the men's, Aaron Rourke did like a victory speech recently, and Harlem Lewis is mad because like he jumped the line against him. So that's probably gonna be like your Evolve men's title program is Aaron Rourke versus Harlem Lewis. That'd be good. I like Harlem Lewis. He's kind of mean, but you know, he's very rude. But I like him. He's just rude. How do you feel about this program?
Very intense.
I know. I don't. Do you think that dude ever smiles?
I've not seen him smile one time, so no.
Have you seen Danhausen smile yet?
Smiled a few times.
I haven't seen Timothy Thatcher. Have you? Actually, I think I saw Timothy Thatcher like smile once, but it was scary.
He's toothless.
Yeah, it's scary. So, all right, that's the end of the show. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here? Or do you want to just get out of here and enjoy the rest of your day? All right, we're gonna get out of here then. Anything you want to plug or promote before we get out of here? Or do you want to just like not plug anything and just not promote? No. You got nothing going on. Like what are you doing?
A plug. There's no pluggage.
Well, I got stuff to plug. Obviously, watch NXT tonight because it's gonna be in MSG. Well, it's in MSG, but it's in like the theater in Madison Square Garden, I think. So it's not like exactly at MSG. Don't watch NWA. Don't watch that. And don't watch TNA potentially. I say potential because they've kind of fallen off a little bit. They need to be taught a lesson. So, check out On the Talkinator for all your non-wrestling stuff, and check out this channel. Chris and I, before WrestleMania, are gonna try to sit down and do a prediction show. Actually previewing the card of who we think are gonna win these matches at WrestleMania. Because we just did the build-up, but we're going to talk about who we think are going to win the matches. I think Chris knows everyone he wants to win right now. And if he, but you know, they could change his mind. Chris tomorrow could just say, "Hey, fuck it, I want Liv Morgan to beat Stephanie Vaquero for the women's world title." He could say, "Fuck it." He could say, "Hey, fuck," huh? You could say, "Hey, fuck." He could say, "Hey, fuck it, I want Chris Sabre to cash in Money in the Bank on Roman Reigns after he wins the World Heavyweight Championship." doesn't make sense because he doesn't have the Money in the Bank briefcase. But Chris could still say he wants that to happen, and I would have to ask, like, well, Chris, why do you, what, huh?
Doesn't make any sense.
That's what you want, though. That's what you said you want.
Hey, so theoretically, that can't happen because there's no Money in the Bank. How can he cash in Money in the Bank?
Maybe he faked the briefcase. He gets a fake contract, and he try to use that to cash it in, and no one knows it's fake. You know Danhausen wants to win Money in the Bank, right? But
The money's in it. That's why.
are you gonna be the one to tell him that? Because Megan Morant and Sam Roberts tried to tell him, but he wouldn't listen. Like, he thinks like there's actual money in that contract. Who's gonna be the one? If he wins the briefcase? How do you think he's gonna curse somebody when he finds out he can't actually cash that in at the bank?
I'd be scared for them.
I'm already scared enough. They haven't not announced him for the Hall of Fame yet.
It'd be an issue. And he also doesn't have a fucking blimp either, so they better hurry up, or his face on the trucks.
Which one do you think will happen first? Hall of Fame, face on the truck, or face on the blimp?
Hope all of them relatively soon. We're all gonna feel bad. You better run.
Who's got the worst of the curse? I think the Miz has. The Miz has been going through it ever since he got cursed.
In days. Neither is ISO Speed.
Did you say they had a race? ISO Speed and Danhausen? They had a race and ISO Speed lost somehow?
Danhausen is Danhausen.
And don't forget, Chris, we don't know how the curse works. We don't know if you have to physically be there to get cursed. He could curse you.
It's already, and we just don't know.
That's true. Anything bad happened to you recently, or no?
Might be safe.
But yeah, let's get out of here. Thank you guys for watching this video. And don't get cursed. Just make Danhausen happy.